This is J. Krishnamurti's Public Talk in Madras, 1984.
There is violence all over the world. There is violence in Afghanistan, in Russia, in England, in some parts of America. And also there is Far East and especially in India too, in this country. The real question is not where there is violence, but really, why is there violence in human heart? Why are human beings all over the world are so violent? That's the real question. Not a particular form of violence, as the terrorists, the oppressive governments, the totalitarian governments, and so on, but why human beings are so violent. And this violence has continued for so many centuries. The ultimate violence, obviously, is war. With all its appalling brutality, organized murder in the name of God, in the name of the country, and so on. So we must come back to the real question, which is why human beings are violent. Is it because we are still so very primitive, barbarous in our heart, though, according to scientists and archaeologists and biologists and so on, we have lived on this earth perhaps 2 or 3 million years ago, and probably for the last 45 to 50,000 years as human beings, Homo sapiens. From that very beginning of time, we have been violent, hating, anger, jealousy, aggressiveness, every form of self-interest, and corruption exists where there is self-interest, not passing money under the table and so on, but self-interest is basically a form of violence, concern with oneself, concern with one's own progress, with its own gods, with its own tribalism and so on. I think the basic cause of this violence is this utter selfishness of human beings. Each one thinks he's a separate entity, an individual apart from society. The society which we human beings have created, put together through our greed, through our envy, suffering, loneliness, fear, and so on. So we are society. Society is not different from us. And because every human being in his heart, in his sometimes in his behavior, is violent, so society has become violent. When you kill somebody, a government official, or another human, there is riot. There are riots, thousands are killed in the name of ideology, in the name of certain forms of government, and so on. One seems to turn to violence at the drop of a hat. And evolution, that is long duration of time, has not solved this problem. We have had wars perhaps ever since man began on the earth. Not organized wars as now, killing millions of people with one bomb, but killing people with a club, an arrow, a spear, and so on. Killing has become almost natural. And one must question, if one is at all serious, not merely intellectual, but as a human being living on this marvelous earth with all its beauty, why each one of us, whatever our state be, rich or poor, powerful or just ordinary citizen, why we, each one of us, are violent, and whether that violence can be stopped. Not in society, not in a group, but whether that violence in each one of us can come to an end. That's the real problem. Whether in our consciousness, in our behavior, in our speech, whether we can be really free from every kind of aggressive, violent attitude and behavior. It's our responsibility, it seems to us. The responsibility of each one of us, wherever we are, in any part of the world, it's our responsibility. If we are at all human, not merely barbarous, it's our responsibility to see that we, each one of us, end our own particular form of violence. And if there are large groups of such people, then we shall bring about a totally different kind of society, which stops wars, a peaceful government, righteous governments, governments that are not corrupt. And as we said, corruption exists where there is self-interest. This is a tremendous problem which each one of us must undertake. And for that purpose we must be serious, not frivolous, not just intellectually argue or rationalize why we are violent, but seriously, with all our heart and mind, end this violence. Right.